How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Thank you for meeting me today.
Absolutely.
So before we get started, I'm just going to let you know that I'm going to be using this notepad just to record stuff we're talking about and take notes. And then that everything we say here today is confidential and will stay with just me.
Okay.
All right, so what brings you here today?
I'm here to discuss behaviors of a first grade student who attends a general education setting. He's very bright, he's meeting all academic standards, but he's demonstrating behaviors that are disruptive to his own learning and others, and they are increasing in frequency.
Okay, so you're telling me that the student's in first grade, he's very bright, but he's engaging in some behaviors that are pretty difficult to deal with, it seems like?
Yes, so he is under a full case study that's in the process right now. And so we are observing and we're trying some trial strategies with him. So the types of behaviors that we see happening are when he is given a directive or we transition to an academic task that he perceives as difficult, that he is producing verbal refusals, so saying things like no, or this is stupid, or I won't do it, as well as some physical objections like ripping his homework or the paper up. He might throw class materials. He may get up from his learning station and wander the classroom. And lately, these behaviors have been becoming more physical. So he has grabbed staff's arms, he's pushed, has threatened to leave the classroom. And again, these are increasing with, it seems like the more support that we put into place, the more it seems to be getting out of control. So some of the strategies that we have attempted, in the classroom, he is allowed to stand or sit. We have provided flexible seating. So we have a yoga ball or we have wiggle chairs. He has a desk that has expanded work area, so 2 desks, so he can spread his materials out. If he feels like he is not regulated, he's allowed to go to the back of the classroom rather than sit with the whole group. We have an incentive chart in place. So when he is meeting expectations for 2 specific goals, that is safe body and quiet in the classroom, without yelling objections or disrupting others, that he can earn a sticker. The more stickers he earns, the more time he has for a preferred task at the end of the day. So that is Legos or iPad or drawing. We're also using check-in, check-out. So we have a very friendly, supportive person who greets him in the morning, and they read a very short social story, again reminding him that, you know, this is a fresh day, a new start, that we're glad that he's here in school. He can keep working hard and earn goals and prizes. And then again, at the end of the day, we reflect on the classes that he was successful in, and we reinforce that you can always try again the next day. Trying to think what else we have in place. He does see social worker for lunch group, so he meets with her. And is learning about how to interact with others. We feel like sometimes he's misreading social cues. So if somebody uses a loud voice or makes a correction, he's automatically making a conclusion that they're angry and they don't like him. So there's some social emotional things that the social worker is working on. Did I describe that fully enough?
Yes, we got plenty of information there. Thank you for describing it all. So I'm going to go back and first address the behaviors that you're seeing. So it seems like you're seeing verbal behaviors and then physical, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and do you notice any particular part of the day that these happen in?
We were trying to look at that. So with the chart that he has, we can track when he's meeting his goal and when he's not. And right now it's a very, I don't know, the pattern has not been really established. So there are afternoons that are hard, and sometimes there are mornings that are hard. If anything, I could say maybe coming off of lunch recess, that one block is harder for him.
Okay. And have you seen like the frequency that he's like actually engaging in like verbal behavior? And has it gone down since you've been tracking it?
Actually, it's going up.
Oh, it's going up.
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you been tracking it for?
We've been tracking it for, I believe it's around 3 or 4 weeks right now.
Okay. So, do you think there's any reason why it's going up?
Again, he's an extremely bright child. And actually, last week he just said, I get prizes or I get fun stuff when I'm not good. So I think he's making the wrong connection between our incentives and how he's working his system or his day. So
Okay.
our incentive should be when he demonstrates on-task behavior. However, he's interpreting the more I act out, the more I'm either going to get a break or I get to take a walk with a social worker or, So we're off on our intervention.
So it seems like he likes to be outside the classroom then?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever dealt with a situation like this before?
Yes.
So what's different with that?
I think this one is that he's verbalized that he doesn't want to work and that he understands that if he acts up enough, he's going to get out of it somehow.
Okay.
I mean, if he is tantruming and throwing things in the classroom, obviously he's not working. So that's, in his mind, that's how he's figured out how this works.
Okay. And then how did you deal with the past situation that was like this situation?
We had to go way down in our expectations, almost like an ABA. Very structured. You do this, then we do this. So you do this, one problem, then we give you a small incentive. It could be a stress ball or, one Lego, something like that. So we had to really, really go way down with our expectations.
Do you think that could possibly work with the kiddo you're seeing now?
I think we do need to go to an ABA type of intervention, very structured, again, first, next. The hard part is getting this established because there's always going to be objections in the beginning. And with a large staff, it's the consistency and the follow through. And I think, people waver when a student is certainly aggressive and physical. And that's just hard for people to manage that.
Okay. So you said the social worker is on board and then the teacher is giving the sticker chart, right?
Yes. So I give the sticker. We also have a classroom aide. So sometimes she will put the sticker on the chart. If he goes to specials, then the art teacher, the gym teacher, MTSS, everyone follows through with this.
Okay. And is he getting a good amount of stickers where he sees the behavior?
We're struggling with that right now. So he's had successful days, and then he's had days that have been completely off, where he's had to be actually isolated because of his aggressiveness.
What's another way to deal with that, do you think?
Again, I think we need to really bring our expectations down, where it's very clear to him that he needs to do this, and then he gets this.
Okay.
The reward.
Okay. And then you said that he's allowed to stand up. He's allowed to use the yoga ball. And then he has the preferred big seating. And then back to the class walk time. It says like accommodations. Do you find that those work well?
I think he needs it. Again, he is receiving evaluation internally, and he is seeing a physician. So they are looking at ADHD. So I do feel like we have to be flexible.
Do you think anything else would be beneficial for him that he doesn't have already?
The only thing I think that we need to do again is we have to switch the balance here, where he's seeing success that is linked to work production.
Okay. So you're saying that he needs to see success when he's doing things well, just not like behavior then, and being pulled at when he has a good day.
Yes.
Okay. So you're saying that he needs success in the classroom. So what would that look like for you? A typical day of success for him?
Well, for him or for just
for him and school staff?
For him specifically. A successful day would be him making it through a whole day. That would be success for him in the classroom. I would like for him not just to be in the classroom and be non-disruptive, but also get back to where he is engaged in the learning tasks and completing work.
Okay. So you're saying a perfect day would then be him in the classroom, being engaged and participating with the rest of his class. Okay. And then on a scale 1 to 10, 1 being ineffective, 10 being effective, where would you say we are right now?
Probably a 2.
A 2? Okay. Okay. And then in the end goal, like let's say in 2 weeks, if you did have all staff on board and you did acknowledge his academic gains and like him being successful in the classroom, where would you be or would want to be?
An 8.
An 8. Okay. So how do you think you can get to that 8?
I think we need to go back to the data and really look at what kind of tasks he's able to complete with success and minimal disruption. And I think we need to start there. If there are, activities that he's completely unable to complete, let's say if it's MTSS or maybe it's music, because that seems to be a trigger too with the noise, that's when we have regularly scheduled breaks. Okay, so I want success first, and then I'd like to build on slowly and get him back on where a typical first grade student would be completing their day.
Okay, and then what's your goal? What would you say a typical first grade student looks like?
That would be engaged fully throughout the day. I mean, obviously, they're going to have moments where they need support, where they are refusing work, but they're able to recover and function pretty much independently.
Okay. So what I'm getting at is you're saying the goal would be for him to look like a typical first grade student, and that would be him having minimal setbacks but able to recover right away and jump right in, right?
Yes.
Okay. And to get him to that point, you feel like you and your team have to go back and review the data?
Yes.
So you'd be looking at what kind of tasks he can complete and then what kind of tasks he can't complete?
Yes.
Okay, and then where would you go from there?
From there, I would reestablish a clear goal. I would reestablish incentives. Ensure that consistency and structure is provided. And then, again, track data to see if we're on point.
Okay. Okay. So it seems like your plan is from here to go back and look at the data and see what he can do and what he can't do. And from there, reestablish a clear goal and incentives and ensure that consistency, that he has consistency in that. Okay. And then, so once you establish that, you would go back to the accommodations he's already got. Would he still be getting like check in, check out? Would he still be getting behavior charts? Would that continue?
I would continue that until we see an increase to, our goal is 80%, and then continue to layer on with the expectations. So, if it was initially that he attends, 15 minutes of a particular class before he gets a little bit of a break or an incentive, I'd like to see that go to 20, 25, and then the whole,
Okay.
or more of the day completed. So if we're scheduling in breaks where he's removed from maybe music or something like that, that those are slowly reincorporated in his day and he's attending more. So, I mean, I know that this will take a long time, and then the data has to be very closely monitored before we, jump in and throw something else on. But that's how I envision this.
Okay. So it sounds like you want to go back to your team. You want to lower the standards for him once you've collected that data to see where he's at, and then gradually, once you start seeing improvement, hire them.
Yes.
Okay. That seems like a pretty good goal. So I'm going to say that we'll work on that. You can go back to your team and then say that we need to look at this all together. Like you said, you wanted to look at the data again. You want to reestablish what he can do and what he can't do, and then go from there and lower his standards. So I say that we meet back up in a week or two, probably a week, and see where you are at with like the baseline data with him and what he can do and what he can't do, and how often. Do you have any idea of how you're going to track that?
I think that the chart that he's using right now for check in, check out, it's been working, and his mom says that she likes getting the feedback every day to see, what he did well in, what was challenging, some of the behaviors that he demonstrated. She wants that, so I think we need to keep that. And he's familiar with it. I don't want to make too many changes.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives good data too. It shows time, response, all those things. So I think we're going to keep the chart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good then. So we'll meet back if you can bring the chart so I can see. That'd be a good indication to see where we're starting at again, and then we can go from there.
Perfect.
All right. Thank
you so much.